I don't know if mom can play it get together. I don't have a clue. I have a good harmony part, but two guitars. We'll see. Yes. I'm not close enough to be there when I close enough where it works really hard. It's really bad. Solo stage with the guitar. He does all the things. Single note breaks and I'm like, you make that sound good to say. Yes, it is. Next to me, the husband. You want baby? Oh, the correct word. Don't wait too long. I mean, I would appreciate that. To me, that's where it's more than that. I do. Seems to be working. Right?
Good morning, everybody.
No, that's okay. That's all right. You just play loud.
Headed down south to the land of the pines. I'm thumbing my way into North Carolina, staring up the road and pray to God I see headlines. I made it down the coast in 17 hours, picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers, hoping for Raleigh and see my baby tonight. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Running from the cold up in New England, I was born to be a fiddle in an old-time string band. A baby plays a guitar, I pick a banjo now. Whoa, the North Country winters keep a-getting me now. Lost my money playing poker, so I had to leave town. I ain't a-turning back to living that old life no more. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Yeah, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Down to Roanoke, I caught a trucker out of Philly. He had a nice long coat. He's headed west from the Cumberland Gap to Johnson City, Tennessee. And I gotta get a move on, fit for the sun. Hear my baby calling my name, and I know that she's the only one. And if I die in Raleigh, at least I will die free. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. That's a Darius Rucker song, if y'all aren't familiar with it. Darius does a lot of great things. I got rice cooking in the microwave. Got a 3-day beard I don't plan to shave. And it's a goofy thing, but I just gotta say, hey, I'm a-doing all right. Yeah, I think I'll make me some homemade soup. Feeling pretty good, and that's the truth. It's neither drink nor drug induced. No, I'm just a feeling all right. And it's a great day to be alive. I know the sun's still shining when I close my eyes. There's some hard times in the neighborhood, but why can't every day be just this good? It's been 15 years since I left home. Say good luck to every seed I've sown. Give it my best and then I left it alone. Oh, I hope they're doing all right. Now I look in the mirror and what do I see? A lone wolf there staring back at me. Long in the tooth but harmless as can be. Lord, I guess I'm doing all right. And it's a great day to be alive. I know the sun's still shining when I close my eyes. There's some hard times in the neighborhood, but why can't every day be just this good? Sometimes it's lonely, sometimes it's only me, and the shadows that fill this room. Sometimes I'm falling, desperately calling, howling at the moon. Oh. Get me a new tattoo. I'll take my old Harley for a 3-day cruise. Might even grow me a Fu Manchu. And it's a great day to be alive. I know the sun's still shining when I close my eyes. There's some hard times in the neighborhood, but why can't every day be just this good? Great day in the neighborhood, like the sun. And it's a great day to be alive. I know the sun's still shining when I close my eyes. There's some hard times in the neighborhood, but why can't every day be just this good? It was a hard time in the neighborhood. Good morning, everybody. We have another song that's more of a pre-service right before our service starts, so we'd like to play this one. It's a little shorty.
Good morning.
Sing the opening song, God is My Source.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. Love is my source, love is my power, love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, love gives me everything I need. Joy is my source, joy is my power, joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, joy gives me everything I need. Peace is my source, peace is my power, peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, peace gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
We open our hearts and minds to receive divine inspiration this morning at this very special place and time. May we allow Spirit to inform us of what is ours to release and what is ours to embrace. We open up, we release, and we receive as Spirit moves in, around, and through us. We are grateful for this glorious morning and for all those who are serving of their gifts and talents. May we each be blessed in a special way. Amen. Welcome again to Unity of Gulfport. Do we have any first-time visitors today? We do. Oh, we are so glad to have you here. And where are you from? Where are you coming from? Gulfport. From Gulfport. Thank you for coming. And we'll get a packet to you. So thank you very much so that you can be included on our mailing list and all that good stuff. And I hope you come again. We come together to affirm and celebrate our unity, our oneness with each other and with the source of all that is. In that spirit of unity, let us pause to unfold in light and in love all the people in our community and in our world. The candle of unity signifies the light within each of us and our connection to the source of all that is, and so it is. Let us affirm our faith. I have faith that God is my instant, constant, and abundant supply. I have faith that God provides ways when to human sense there is no way. I have faith that God is guiding me in all ways. My health, happiness, and success are assured. And now let's all enjoy singing, I Am the Thinker.
I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts that changes the things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts. I have the power to change my life. If you ask me who am I am wisdom, I am meets the eye. I cannot be defined. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts that changes the things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts. I have the power to change my life. If you ask me what am I am beauty, I am joy. I am more than meets the eye. I cannot be defined. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts that changes the things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts. I have the power to change my life. I can choose to be the light that brightens someone's darkest night. I'm so much more than meets the eye. I cannot be defined. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts that changes the things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts. I have the power to change my life. I have the power to change my life.
And now Rick Williamson will come up and read the daily word for us.
Yeah, that last song was interesting. I heard some of you try to get that little horror clap going. Gotta practice that one day. We do a Saturday afternoon practice clapping. This says May 8th. I gotta change the page. This is still on Mother's Day. No. Doesn't never fail. There we go. May 15th. That's today, right? Freedom. Taking responsibility for my life leads me to freedom. Each life has its share of ups and downs. Like most people, I have felt blessed by my happy experiences and laid low by my more difficult ones. I have used the spiritual tools of forgiveness and gratitude to learn from and move beyond my more painful experiences. This kind of spiritual housekeeping is my key to lasting freedom. By releasing blame and regret over and over again, if necessary, I am ensuring that I will not be bound by the past and limited by an outworn image of myself. Life is dynamic, and so am I. My growth is dependent upon my forward movement, and I commit to embracing the freedom that comes from leaving the past behind. With gratitude, I bless the person I was. With faith, I reach unencumbered for the person I am becoming. For you were called to freedom, brothers and sisters. Galatians 5:13.
And thank you so much, Rick, especially for getting us on the correct day. Okay. Announcements. They're on the slide, and they're also found in the bulletin and in the newsletter. So we've got a lot of things going on. First and foremost, today we are going to have djembe drumming. Did I pronounce that correctly? Djembe drumming. And it'll be right after service today, okay, in the fellowship building. Friday night music, this Friday, 6 to 7:30. And bring yourselves, and we're going to have pizza. Charles, you want to say anything else?
Y'all come. We have a good time. And as y'all know, we do a lot of different kinds of music, and and it's like a little journey in and of itself, through the different types of music. So I love it, of course. But I just hope that y'all can just come share the spirit of song and singing. And I'll have to provide a couple of those sing-along songs too, so that you can join in.
Good. Hope everyone can come. A Course in Miracles has started. Now, there's some confusion about it regarding the times that we're meeting. Basically, there are 3 opportunities for you to get some support in A Course in Miracles. There is a Zoomed hybrid class that I facilitate once a month on the first Monday of every month, and it is from 6 to 7. Then there is also a weekly support group for those of you working through the workbook chapters that happens over in Janet's office in the fellowship building from 9 to 10. And Janet our administrator, created a Facebook group for you to do your Facebook thing regarding A Course in Miracles, and I can't help you with that because I don't do it. I don't do Facebook. But that's going on. Now, Steve still has his discussion group, I believe, at 9 a.m. He wasn't here this morning, so I don't know what happened. Okay, all right, so we knew about it. So it's going to still be happening it'll continue to happen next week. Have I left anything out? I believe got it all. Okay, great. Now let's enjoy When I Get Where I'm Going.
This song, by the way, I discovered Graveside. It was at a very close person to me, and they played one song, and this was it. When I get where I'm going, on the far side of the sky, the first thing that I'm gonna do is spread my wings and fly. Gonna land beside a lion, run my fingers through his mane, or I might find out what it's like to ride a drop of rain. Yeah, when I get where I'm going, there'll be only happy tears. I will shed these sins and struggles I have carried all these years, and I'll leave my heart wide open. I will love and have no fear. Yeah, when I get where I'm going, don't cry for me down here. Gonna walk with my granddaddy, and he'll match me step for step, and I'll tell him how I've missed him every minute since he left. And then I'll hug his neck, yeah, when I get where I'm going, there'll be only happy tears. I will shed these sins and struggles I have carried all these years, and I'll leave my heart wide open. I will love and have no fear. Yeah, when I get where I'm going, don't cry for me down here. So much pain and so much darkness in this world we'll stumble through. All these questions I can't answer, and so much work to do. But when I get where I'm going and I see my Maker's face, I'll stand forever in the light of His amazing grace. Yeah, when I get where I'm going, oh, when I get where I'm going, there'll be only happy tears. Hallelujah. I will love and have no fear. I get where I'm going. Yeah, when I get where I'm going,
That was a big wow. Thank you. We have a prayer box at the back of the room with prayer request forms. Please place your prayer requests there so that we may pray for them here and at Silent Unity. Reverend Judy will now lead us in prayer and deliver the message today.
Thank you so much. We appreciate everybody. Miss Janet isn't with us today. Her mother had surgery Friday, heart surgery in Hattiesburg, and she's doing well. So I can report that to you. But I can tell you that some of us have been scurrying around doing her job. And she does a lot of them, by the way. But we're doing well, and we have Marquis up there and Jelena, and we appreciate them and appreciate Charles, all these musicians, everyone. We're so appreciative. I didn't think Shelby was going to be here today, but since she is, let me go ahead and be the grandmother that I am. She graduated summa cum laude from from Hattiesburg Friday, and some of us were there, and it was just a big party. I can tell you, we're just so proud of her, so proud of her. So anyway, congratulations, Shell.
Thank you.
That 4 years went by quickly. She was even doing exams Thursday afternoon, if you can believe it. But she still graduated. We were proud. I love to say a prayer for everyone, and that's an opportunity. When you go to a graduation, they're announcing their names, and whether it's high school, middle school, whatever it is, it's an opportunity to say a prayer for each and every one of them. And you know that many of them will not go into the field for which they prepared, and that's okay too. That's okay too. It prepared them for life, didn't it? Just as high school did. It prepared them for their next big step in life, and we applaud that. So we say a prayer for each of them, and we prayed for Janet's mom, she's doing well. She's well into her 90s. I don't know what year. We want to, a woman has her pride, so we don't need to know exactly. But I understand she's doing well, and we're so proud for her. Our own Frank Bieber is going to have some surgery tomorrow, so let's keep him in prayer. I know several people that have all sorts of issues going on, knee pain and deciding whether or not they're going to have knee replacement. I know several people that have that issue going on right now. I understand the termites are swarming down there on the beach. Let's pray for that too. And that's one of the things Ed and I were talking this morning. And there are just a lot of things in life that we need to be aware of and not pretend they don't exist. Termites is one of those, right? Okay, let's don't ever pretend, okay? And just say some affirmations over termites. Let's actually do something about it physically. Otherwise, you will sure learn to regret it. Like many thousands of dollars later, I know friends that have been down that path, so don't go down that path that they went, okay? So this morning, I'd ask you to close your eyes if you would. We know that there are people here and in our audience online that have lost loved ones. We hold them in our hearts right now for comfort. And we know that this loved one is now shouting for joy, kicking their heels. They are now free from this lively existence, this worldly existence where there are a lot of challenges, sometimes a lot of pain. So we celebrate those that have moved on from that. Blessings on your journey onward, beloveds. And for those that are still dealing and reeling from loss, we hold you in our hearts, and that the pain will lessen a lot every single day. Now allow your focus to go inward. Relax the muscles around your eyes. I find that allows my focus to go inward. And instead of the outer world, I'm paying attention now to the inner world, the one where I am connected to the Christ consciousness, which we refer to often. And from this place, we are also connected to what we call divine mind instead of lower mind. Let's align ourselves with that and hold all these in our hearts, undergoing surgery, pain, loss, graduation of all types, maybe even from this worldly existence. We see each and every one walking the path that is exactly right for them. We say thank you, God, for this and all things. Amen.
How could anyone ever tell you you you're connected to my soul.
Very beautiful. Appreciate that. Appreciate each of you. Now this morning, I'm going to just remind you, I'm not going to go in detail because by this time you've all memorized what I've said each week about the 5 principles. We're talking a little bit about the history of unity and the 5 principles for the month of May. And these were shortened by the Fillmore's granddaughter, Connie, in the 90s, because if you've ever read the writings of Charles Fillmore, they can be quite complex, and they needed to simplify it. It comes down to these, it's not doctrine or dogma, it's just some suggestions on how to improve your life. My husband has teased me before, and he said I actually am running a self-help group here at Unity of Gulfport. He said, you actually get up and give a sermon. You're just talking about self-help tips. And I said, well, what could be better? My goodness, isn't that why we're here? It's to make our lives better. Really? We're here to do that, and I don't care what age you are. So we believe that the Universalists believe there's one power and one presence. We don't go along with the Trinity doctrine. It never did make any sense. There's one power and one presence. We have the ability to connect with that. We can call it whatever we like. Thoughts have power. We're going to talk about those today. Praying is essential. And then we live these truths that we know. So what I'm going to talk about today for a few minutes is principle number 3. Your thoughts have power. Now, if I were to collect half the books at the library or up here at the bookstore, a lot of them would be about improving your life. James Allen wrote a book back in the late 1800s of how to improve your life by changing your thoughts. And that has continued to evolve. And the Unity founders, along with other New Thought organizations, some of those were the Science of Mind, Divine Science, Mary Baker Eddy and her organization. But we do know this about all of those. If they lived now, those same people would be saying what the contemporary people are saying now that are teaching most of these spiritual principles. There's a lot of talk about the law of attraction and how you can bring whatever you want into your world if you just think the right thoughts. Well, you know what? I'm just going to share with you, I think it's a little more complex than that. We know it is, because we have some bizarre thoughts, don't we? I'm going to slip on that water and break my neck. How many times have we thought something like that, and did we break our neck? No, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Those random thoughts don't really count. But what I'm going to talk to you today about is recognizing and being aware of those thoughts so that you will know that you're thinking them. Because if you just keep thinking things like that, how's your life going to get any better? It's not. It's not, is it? I'm not ever going to do this, I'm not ever going to do that, or whatever it is that you think about that's holding you back. We're going to talk about that today. Focus on what you want. Now, how do we do that? The teachings have changed a bit since our founders have taught that principle too. And they would say, be what you want to create in your life. Feel that now. Don't just think it. Be aware of what you want your life to be. And don't just visualize that, but feel it. Feel how you want to feel once abundance has come your way. If you have trouble paying the bills, how are you going to feel when you have abundance coming your way? I think that's so much more successful than honing in on one outcome and one outcome only, because Spirit may have something else in mind for you and your abilities. You are the architect of your life. Do you believe that? You are the architect of your life. Some of us didn't hear that when we were growing up. We believed the story that our families taught us, and that's all. There was one story, and if you heard a lot of complaining and going on, victimization, all of the other disempowering thoughts, and this is how you're going to be, guess what? Your subconscious believed that. We have our conscious awareness and we have our subconscious awareness. Unless you can clear out all those subconscious teachings that you heard, you received when you're a child, those formative years, you're not going to improve. You need to get to the root of that. Excuse me. I remember a story that Dr. Wayne Dyer told several years ago, and this is when he was still a practicing psychologist. Anyone that knows of him knows that he became so widely successful that he wrote so many books and did workshops for the seminars for the remainder of his life. But he told about a time when he had a client who was deeply, deeply, deeply depressed. He said she just didn't seem to be able to come out of it. There was nothing he could say to change her mind. So he was talking with her one day, and he said, where does your depression reside? She said, everywhere in my body. Well, he said, is it in every organ? Yes, every organ in my body is depressed. Every part of me, my thoughts, my body, every organ, I am depressed. I can do nothing about it. So he finally asked her the one thing that changed everything for her. He said, what about the observer? There's got to be an observer that saw that, recognized that in your body, that noticed your mind, your subconscious, your organs. What about the noticer? That would be your higher self. But he just used the words the noticer. Is the noticer depressed? She thought a minute. She said, actually, no. The noticer isn't. The noticer is just observing and holding space. He said that asking her that one question is what finally changed things for her. It wasn't overnight, but she never had another depressive episode after that. Can you imagine? So we're going to talk about that a little bit today, about the observer, the noticer, and that would be our higher mind, our divine mind that's observing. That divine mind is just watching over, and of course none of us are going to go through a challenge-free life, right? I don't know if anyone is going through a challenge-free life. We all do. But that observer, yeah, I flipped the slide a little too soon. That observer is noticing and noticing what's happening with us. And I want to just say this for a moment, and then I'm going to move on. The complaint department is 200 miles that way. It's not here. And you need to start telling people that. You need to start telling yourself that. I don't put up with it anymore. I used to. I used to listen to a lot of complaints, honey. I'm telling you, I've heard them all. I have stood up here and I've talked for 30 plus minutes about a complaint-free world. I have. I've given it my all, everything I had. And before I could walk out this room, I had 2 people come up to me and complain either about the music or the sound or the slides. Right? Have you ever been guilty of that? Nope. Lewis reminded me this morning, I was running my legs off, those of us that were doing Janet's, what she usually does in the morning. She gets the PowerPoints going, she gets the everything going, and running my legs off, and Charles had stopped me to mention some things that, actually 5 things that he had noticed that were not right this morning. I can pick on Charles this morning. And so we talked about it for a minute, and I said, Janet's not here, and I'm going as fast as I can to take care of every one of those. But I noticed another one, and that is that the gate's not open for people to park. Would you go open that right now? And he had mentioned something else, and I said, somebody didn't have keys. I said, that's not my job. And Lewis was in here, and he laughed. He said, I have never heard you say that before. Never. And I said, I finally realized, I can't do everybody else's job and do a good job of what I do on Sundays, okay? Not complaining, just a fact. But complaints are about 200 miles over there, okay? So if you're a complainer, if you're complaining all the time about something, whatever it is, you're going to be without friends. Everybody's going to take off that direction as soon as you come into the room. And the other thing is, it's more important, more powerful, and I want you to hear this. You're holding yourself back. You won't ever get to heaven that way. You won't get where you're going. I love that song, by the way. Jesus talked about that. We can find where we're going right here on this earth. He talked about that. He talked about bringing heaven to earth right here. Let's just bring heaven right back to earth. You're the architect of your life. Visualize what you want instead of what you don't want. Right here, right now, this very moment. This moment right here, right now, for each and every one of us in this room. You're at a choice point. Do you want to wake up to your higher self? Or are you pretty happy going along in the world the way you are? You want to become more? Go further? You need to learn to become still. Take your attention away from what you don't want and all the emotional charge that goes with that. Now, don't tell me you don't have any emotional charge that goes with that, because we're all pre-programmed now. That's what I was talking about earlier. We have triggers. And I've been triggered a time or two in the last couple of years. I bet you have too. Your age doesn't matter. Do you know that? Doesn't matter at all. Doesn't matter what age you are. I'm talking to you. The youngest, and maybe the one in the room that has the most earth years. You are at a choice point every moment of each circumstance, each activity, and spoken word and thought. You can stop yourself for a moment, even if you've been triggered, and you can go back. So wait a minute, back to balance. Walk away if you have to from whatever it is that's holding you back or triggering you. We are all unique, and I want you to see this photo up here. That's my grandson. I don't ever talk about him, do I? Or very rarely. That's Andrew Gunch. Andy, he's a musician. We're all unique. And I want to say a couple of words about him today. Friday, we hadn't allowed quite enough time to get to Hattiesburg with all that traffic. And the road we came in on, we were having a really hard time finding a place to park. And so we had talked ourselves down off the ceiling a couple of times because we had also left the tickets at home. And you were only allowed so many a family. So I'd already declared divine order on that. I had my Jesus earrings on. When Andy was a little boy, he had some charms. He was helping his sister. He followed in her footsteps a lot, but he stepped out of those now. And he was helping her make jewelry, so he said, "Grandma's the only person I know that will wear these Jesus earrings," so he gave them to me, and they're so cute. Anyway, he's 19 now. So we parked the car illegally. That was at my suggestion, too. I had said, it's Al, their dad, Sherry's husband. I said, "Al, park the car." "Well, it says it was in the medical center for patients only." I said, "It's okay, park it. They're not going to tow you today, and if they do, I'm going to pay for it. I'm going to give the bill to Dan, and he can pay for it. He's not here. He deserted us. He's up at a tractor show in Indiana, and he can pay for it." So we're running, and nobody can outwalk me when it comes to walking fast. Isn't that right, girls? Yeah, Sherry and Shelby know that. So we are running our legs off to get there, and we must have had, I'd say, 3/4 of a mile, and Andy's laughing his butt off. He says, "Is there anybody in the world that can walk faster than Grandma?" And we've been in airports pretty much all over Europe because it's something we enjoy doing. And he's always laughed at his grandma about that. But I just want to say a word about him this morning, and that he's unique. And I've told Sherry, my daughter here, that to me, I hold her up there as one of the best mothers I've ever known. And that's because she has encouraged her two children, as different as they are. And they are different, let me tell you. Andy graduated last year from Bay High School, and he's now 19. And she has had my daughter Sherry has had a much different year this year, with her son graduating from high school and the year that followed than she did after her daughter did. So she has had to learn a lot of patience and letting go. Seeing him leave on a crazy trip to Houston or Baton Rouge with his friends, and I have to applaud her. She's allowed him to do that. We're all different. We're all unique. Don't try to pattern yourself after someone else, and don't allow other people to do that to you. If your parents did that to you, break out of that now. And I'm not saying we don't live by some of those wonderful rules they taught us, but many of them we need to break away from. I remember doing that myself because in my family, they had learned that you never ever took up for someone else, over someone in the family. And I remember a relative was going through a breakup, and I could see clearly who the one that had created the most turmoil in that situation was. I could see that. I had woken up to that. I was looking at the truth now. And I had mentioned that to a relative in a conversation, and I said, well, so-and-so's not the bad guy there. He's done everything he can to live with this relationship in this situation. And this relative really got angry with me because I wasn't towing the family line. You see, the party line? And I hope you don't get stuck in that now. We have a lot of party lines going right now, and people are afraid to step out of them. I'm going to encourage you to do that because some of them are going to lead you astray. So I'll leave poor Andy alone for right now. You can break yourself free from hereditary patterns, cultural codes, social beliefs, and prove that the power within you is greater than the power in the world. Isn't that what Jesus said? I always go back to this. Be not afraid, for I have overcome the world, he said. That's what he meant. We look back at those teachings now, and we know that's exactly what he meant. All the problems of the world at that time, and it didn't just come from the Romans either. There were so many of the Hebrew authorities that you had to do this, you had to toe the line. This was, you couldn't heal somebody on the Sabbath. That was wrong. He had come to overcome the world and to show us how to do it. He had come to bring heaven to earth. And that's how we do it. When we allow ourselves to go with the power within that lives and breathes and gives our lives meaning, and quit paying attention to all those voices out there in the world or maybe in your head. Also, this is powerful too. There's enough for everyone. You don't need to compete. You don't need to do the same thing they did. You can do whatever you want to do, and that's right for you. But don't do us all a favor, and don't make us all responsible for that, okay? That's your responsibility. You're responsible for that. And if you decide to go out on a road on your own, that's your responsibility. There's enough for everyone. If you believe it, if you can see it, if you act from it, it will show up for you. Now, that's where the law of attraction ties in here, okay? If you believe in good enough, good will come. Miracles will come. I guarantee it. You know, about, it was last summer, I sort of had a meltdown and realized I had to take a break. I'd been going for so many years, and especially during the pandemic, I'd taken on just about all positions and doing it on my own with a lot of pressure. And that particular week when I had a little bit of a meltdown, I had, Dan had surgery, and we had driven now to Pascagoula 3 times that week. I had driven home late one night after his surgery when I felt like he was okay. Finally got home, only to get up the next day, go back and get him, and then needed to take him back on Friday for an appointment to check on him so that they could make sure he was okay. Did all that, right? Had the Sunday talk all lined up. I knew what I was going to say, so I'm good, okay? 2 or 3 people came to me that week and said, "Oh, I'm going to be out of town. Would you take care of this, that, or the other?" So that Sunday morning, I recognized when I got here, I was not my normal self. I wasn't okay. There was no one to ask for help. Everybody was staying home. You know, it's good enough, it's all well and good to say, well, ask so-and-so to do that for you. Well, they're not here. So I pretty much had a meltdown on Charles's shoulder before the service, pulled myself together, and actually I gave a great talk that day. Believe it or not, I pulled myself together, but had a good talk with myself too, and said, you can't do this anymore. You can't do this anymore. Nobody to blame. Nobody to blame. It was me. I can do a lot, and I'm very efficient at it. I've had a background in computers and PowerPoint, you name it. I can do it. And I may even be able to do it faster than you can. And that's the truth. I'm not boasting. I know all that stuff. And so when it comes down to it, I can do all this. I can also do the accounting. I can do the budgeting. I can, so goodness gracious, just keep on doing it, right? Until you crash, which is pretty much what I did. So I called the board together that week and said, we got to talk. We got to talk. I wasn't sane at that meeting, but I didn't need to be. I needed to share with them what was happening for me and that I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it all. I'd finally admitted that. Thank you, Lewis. I finally admitted some things. And so they were very gracious about it, extremely gracious, asked me how much time I needed, and I said, well, I'll do the next 2 weeks, then give me a few weeks, I'll be okay. And I was. I knew I would. I knew I would be, but sometimes we just can't. Pushing forward, being everything to everybody. You can't do it. So what I wanted to tell you, though, was I was, finally, it was coming up about 2 weeks till the end of my sabbatical. And my husband says, hon, if you're going to do something, I'd talked about everything, then talked myself out of it. He said, you better go ahead and do it. And I said, okay, I'm going on a trip. And I said, I'm going to Portugal. And so I did. I planned it within a week. I was on my way. But here's the problem. I knew I had to get that COVID test. I did everything in advance I could to get it properly, to get the results on time, every single thing humanly possible. The results didn't come in. I got it exactly the timing I should, so I'm on the phone. Oh, well, they're closed on the weekend. This was a Saturday. And so I'm in the international terminal there in Atlanta for Delta, and went and asked an employee, and she said, well, honey, I tell you what, get yourself a cab, go out to the main, I'm looking at her with rolling my eyes, at this point. Get yourself a cab, there's a lab over here in a hotel, and she told me where, and it sounded sketchy to me, so I had the address, and I started walking down the hallway and started thinking about it. I said, wait a minute. Remember who you are. You don't need to stress over this. Just claim divine order. If the divine wants you to go on this trip, you're going to go. You just go back and sit yourself down. They wouldn't even let you into the gate unless you had your results, by the way. They were so strict about it. Just sit there and wait. Okay, so I turned it over to God, said a prayer. I announced divine order on this. So I went, and then I finally asked the man sitting at the gate, and I said, well, here's my dilemma. I got the test. My results haven't come in. Another person, actually it's someone from here, and she had informed me, oh, you'll get your results in plenty time. I always do. Okay, well, not always. So I told him the dilemma, and he said, well, you can sit down and wait for you if you want, but we do have a stopgap measure for people like you. We just don't announce it because we'd have everybody doing this. Go down this hallway, you're going to get the test, and you're going to come back here. I said, you're kidding, it's that easy? I said, no. Walked down the hallway, they had a lab set up, I got my test, got my results, went back, got on the airplane, and I flew to Lisbon. Just like that. It's one of my biggest lessons. We did it in the car the other day when we were going to Hattiesburg and we had forgotten our tickets. I said, hold on a minute. Have you forgotten who we are? We're children of a God that's going to provide miracles for us. Now let's claim that. We're going to get there and we're going to walk right in that building because something's going to happen. And of course, my grandson and my son-in-law are sort of, rolling their eyes. I'm getting this rolling the eyes business, but we got there after we parked illegally. And I went up to a lady with a yellow coat on, and she said, someone just handed me 4 tickets and asked me to give them to somebody. I think they're yours. I said, yes, they are. We've got our divine stamp on it. Promise you. One of the other things you need to always remember, and it wasn't mentioned on those 5 principles, this is one of the most important things I will say to you. Remember it. The enlightened give thanks for what most people take for granted. Give thanks for what you have. Whatever it is, give thanks for that. Be positive. Keep your thoughts positive always. Always. No matter what's going on in your life. proclaim divine order on it, okay? It's all going to be okay. Now, thank you for your time. Recognize I've run over a little bit. I apologize for that, but I had some important stuff to tell you. Now, go have a good week.
And thank you, Reverend Judy. The children are back. We give expression to our appreciation for all that is offered here at Unity of Gulfport. Please take your offering in your hands and say along with me. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love and I trust in God. Thank you.
Welcome to a place that knows you as God. Welcome to a place that sees who you are. We are of one mind, we are of one heart. Welcome to a place that knows the truth, that God is everything. God is me, God is you. Welcome to a place that knows you as God. Welcome to a place that knows you as God. Welcome to a place that knows you as God.
With some beautiful harmony, was it not? How grateful are we for every person present here today. And we're thankful that they're going to take this Christ energy back out into the world with them, wherever they go, whatever they do. And they're going to remember to declare divine order over their thoughts and their actions in all circumstances. And we say thank you, God, for these donations. Thank you for the love that has been bestowed upon us here at Unity Gulfport. We give thanks for this and more. Amen. Now, if our children will come down. Oh, that. Yeah. Hi. Don't you look gorgeous?
I know it.
Pretty. Look at me. Oh my goodness, look at you. Yesterday was your birthday, for heaven's sakes. 7. Oh my goodness. Kaya 7. Okay, let's bless these children. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. We hold the Christ in you, empowering you to do great things, and so it is. Amen. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Okay, we're going to sing the peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as Creator, family all are we. Let us walk watches over